This is a matter of investing in ourselves to show ourselves that we matter. And that's going to build the relationship that we have with ourselves. And in turn, it's going to become a overflow of abundance for us to invest in relationships in our lives. Now let's talk about some self-reflection practices that we can utilize in our solitude. This can be anything such as meditation, journaling, or simply being mindful in this time. Again, your solitude doesn't have to be a whole hour. It can be a couple of minutes, but ideally 10 minutes or so should be sufficient. And as you practice this more and more and become more comfortable in your solitude, in your silence, and just your own being, comfortable in your own skin, in other words, you can then extend the time frame. Now, these practices of journaling and meditation are going to give you something to work on in the solitude so that you're not just sitting there bored out of your mind. The solitude, again, is allowing us to reconnect with ourselves. So that's one of the key practices here and the essential benefit. You're reestablishing a strong relationship with yourself over time by spending time with yourself and figuring out what matters to you in this present day and time. Now, on days where you may not feel like journaling or meditating, but you still want to practice solitude, solitude and taking time for ourselves is going to also be a great opportunity for us to explore our inner passions, to figure out what are things that bring you joy. What are some hobbies or activities that you feel you've wanted to experience or already enjoy experiencing? See, with life's obligations, work, school, and so forth, it can be easy to put our hobbies and passions to the side and work on them and experience them when we can. However, by embracing solitude and taking designated time for ourselves, we're making it a mindful priority for us to be able to practice those things, to get in a state of play and exploration, which will hopefully then bring about more joy into our lives. So this is another important opportunity and practice that you can incorporate when you're embracing solitude. As an important side note, when embracing solitude, you may face inner turmoil. Depending on where you're at on your journey, you may have certain experiences, trauma, or negativity in your mind or in your heart that is unresolved. And sometimes solitude can allow that to bubble itself up into the surface present awareness. This happens because through taking constant action or allowing external influences to constantly keep us busy, we're not allowed to face this turmoil, to face this fear or negativity as we should. So, as a fair warning, but also a fair opportunity, when embracing your solitude, if this turmoil bubbles up, if you have these unresolved experiences, trauma, negativity, doubt, guilt, or shame bubble up and appear itself, this is going to give you an opportunity to face it, or in other words, to resolve it. We do this by allowing ourselves to ask, what is the lesson and what is the root cause of this negativity? The lesson is going to empower us so that we then take action in the present moment to make whatever negative situation that is on our mind to be resolved and to benefit us in a positive way. But also, by allowing us to figure out the root cause of this negative source, it allows us again to take action to either remove ourselves from it or to do something about it. See, as a mindfulness practice, it is important for us to focus on our strengths and to focus on what is within our control, what we want and what we have. These are the things that are within our scope of influence and power. Whereas things that are outside of our control, things that we don't have, things that we don't want, these are aspects that do not serve us in a functional or empowering manner. If you can't control it, if you can't change it, and if you don't want it, then there's no need to think about it. As long as you can safely remove yourself from that source, it is then time to focus on the opposite. What we have, what we want, and what we can do. This is going to empower us, decrease our stress, and allow us to focus on progress and personal power. Now, As we wrap up this episode, I hope you're starting to see more benefit in practicing and embracing solitude, as well as embracing the silence of just being. Life is a beautiful balance of appreciating who you are in this present moment, your unique perfection, as well as striving for your goals and improving yourself, because there's always something to learn. There's always opportunity to grow and improve. So, as a final remark, I'll add that embracing solitude can be an indoor activity, but it can also be an outdoor activity. You can embrace solitude in nature. It's one of my favorite things to do, whether going to a beautiful park, a view, the ocean, the beach, a forest, the mountain. As long as you're in a safe place in nature, you can really have that connection with yourself, but also that beautiful connection with nature, the planet. By embracing solitude in nature, it allows us to connect with ourselves and the planet on a deeper level. For me personally, connecting to nature and embracing solitude allows me to decompress while also revitalizing my energy. Something about it. I also like to embrace solitude indoors, so don't get me wrong, but doing so in nature can have a lot of additional benefits in terms of calming your energy and recharging yourself. So keep that in mind. If you're someone who's into nature, just know if you haven't tried it, embracing solitude can be a benefit. Now, guys, as we wrap up this episode, I do want to thank you for joining us. It's a quick episode, but if you do enjoy content like this, I highly recommend that you subscribe, leave a comment below as to how you are going to embrace solitude. And if you've already done this and came back to the video, let us know what benefits you've experienced in your journey of self-discovery. Just know that within you is immense power. You have the ability to overcome any circumstance. And within you is the power to form and transform your life into what you want it to become. It's a matter of believing in yourself, cultivating a positive internal and external environment, aligning your heart and mind, and working with others who are interested in doing the same. Believe in yourself, my friends,